Hello, and welcome to Diary 1 of an autistic adult girl who can do some complaining about some things. This is the scenery of the. There's a cat. There's a cat. So, what's it like working autistic, I guess? Yeah, we'll get to my ideas of what autistic is at some point. You ever go somewhere and just try your very hardest, and it's just not enough? Yeah, that's kind of what I feel. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's draconian expectations anywhere you look. The totalitarian or authoritarian type of deal. But my thoughts were, if you go and you do your very best, yeah, and then they say, you shouldn't have to break your back, but then you do have to break your back. And then it's like, okay, we haven't drawn the sword yet. Here's the hilt. Here's the handle. Do not make me draw that sword. Normies, neurotypicals. They're the ones that they're the ones that bash on you. So I'm thinking, it's a night job, and I have to work a day job 4 days a week because we're it's a seasonal. So I'm thinking, I just do my best and just do what she told me to do, without breaking my back, of course. Yeah, clean the floor. It's a side hustle, side gig. Well, apparently it's not good enough to do exactly what they say, and then the floor is dirty. She cleaned it like 2 days ago, and it was a complete nasty, I mean, not like the worst thing in the world, but it's a state job. It's a state job. I work at a rest area. I probably should have said that. Should introduce myself. I did briefly, and I'm thinking, well, what do you want? I mean, yeah. Usually 2 people are working at this job, clean restroom stalls, and I'm like, lay back here. There should be this job in the world. I'm just like these old fogies. They say fogies, 70s terms, millennials here. These old people, just like from the back country, like. I think these guys, these baby boomers, they just want something to complain about, and I don't blame them. I mean, when you kick your loser 27-year-old who was camping out on your front yard and his kids, and he blocks you on Facebook. I mean, I kind of see the point there. It's like you're going after me, I'm a few years older than the 27-year-old son that was camping on her front yard, and he didn't want to get a job. But I'm kind of like, my strategy, if I can't get nothing on Indeed, it's really hard to get a part-time job that will work with my main job, which is working at the airport. If you can't get a part-time job, get a full-time job. Indeed is kind of like, you look at the descriptions. You work at the gas station as a cashier. Cashier is my first job. It's what is it? It's like we work hard. We work very hard. Yeah, but you're a janitor working the night shift. It's just touch-up work. So I don't know if today I'm not going to have that second job I need so bad. First job, as I said, is a seasonal job, you see. And so it's a job at a gift shop. I mean, I spent a year at Chick-fil-A. I mean, I just want a break, man. Come on. We go on about how wonderful being an autistic person is. It's like, well, I got paperwork somewhere from when I was 7 that said I had autism, but there is no free rides. There really isn't. You're trying to compete with neurotypicals and normies, and it's just not the case. I will go into other things like what it was like to be fresh out of high school and try to get a job, go to college or something. But yeah, this is like a diary of an autistic adult girl. So I won't say adult child because I work too hard to be an adult child. So the connotation itself is wrong. It's derogatory because, for one thing, adult children. You're adult children. You're a grandparent. You're a millennial. You have adult children. But then you turn around and, well, adult child is a bad thing because, oh, he's an adult child or a woman child. And just like, yeah. So what? Adult children are people that, and I'm not using the example as the guy living on I'm using adult children in general. They grew up, they're trying. They don't have the advantages that their millennial parents had. When you went to the army or you went into a certain job, there were a lot more retirement benefits. And I don't know if it was more relaxed back then, but it was definitely, you could actually afford a job or a car or something or a house. You can afford those things back then. There wasn't all this, I mean, there was inflation, but it wasn't, my parents were growing up in the 70s. They said, there was like a gas crisis, but I mean, there was like, so basically there's nowhere to go. You join the army, and I guess 40 or 50 years ago, it was worth it because there were a lot of benefits. But now I talk to people, apparently it's not worth, and I'm almost too old to enlist anyways. So millennials are kind of screwed, you're wanting jobs that you had like back in high school, and yet they want the performance of someone who, I don't even know, man. It's like we were raised in the world of that beautiful rock music. We were raised in the world of privilege. We were princesses and princes of our youth. But now in the real world, never mind just having kids, just having a roof over you. I feel like Linguini from Ratatouille, guys. I feel like job to job to job to job. Some of them I'm more qualified for, like the airport. And even that job, you get like a draconian rule kind of thing. Well, maybe not draconian rule, but you got what did you do this time? And then when they find out that you said anything, oh boy, you're in trouble. I'm telling you, it's really, and all I really want to do is write. I want to be a writer. So bad. But you have to have a daytime job. And I didn't argue with these people that I work at the side hustle, the restroom area. I just like, okay, show me what you're talking about. Okay, all right. So I'm hoping I still have a job next week because I'm going to have to dedicate every minute of my time to a job that should be the easiest job in the world. By the way, you tracked dirt into the foyer. You mean the foyer? Foyer. Well, why are you getting on to me about something you never got on to me about before? Sorry, I wish I had better background, but that's about it. I used to complain about other things like cartoons, but now it's just kind of like, why not make a diary of an adult girl that has autism and what day-to-day life is? You want to know what having autism is? Okay. There's nothing special about it. Okay? And that's in another video I'll cover later on. Next update, I'll let you know how if I kept the second job or not. The first job's kind of in the gray zone. Okay, later.